sure Soha would agree, and I see her videos a lot. She's so happy once she finishes, right? So it's actually more physiological change because when you're exercising, you sweat it out, you release the so-called endorphins, which are your good hormones, and that makes you happy, right? So there are multiple reasons for all of us to exercise. You can choose whichever way you want to do it, but yes, at the end of the day, the way we drink, I tell everybody, the way we eat and drink every day, all 365 days in a year, similarly, you should have some kind of a physical activity every day. There should not no be Sundays or Mondays where you should avoid. So there's some form of exercise which is very, very important. And of course, the next, of course, sleep, which again, I think during this pandemic, we realized how important it is. And again, studies to show that when you have a good, adequate sleep, of course, the number of hours are important, but more important is to have a sound sleep. And that also has to do with a lot with the food which you eat. And there are studies now, in fact, very interesting studies, that when you have healthy carbohydrates, slow releasing carbohydrates, and one other thing which comes to my mind is almonds. When you have a handful of almonds, you actually release your sugars very gradually, and that actually gives you a very, very sound sleep. So, eating good food, especially during dinner or in the evening time, actually gives you a very sound sleep.
Everybody just says, "Okay, if I manage my diet, I'm fine." That's enough. We don't need to bother about, who cares about sleeping and who cares about, exercising and all of that. Professionally and from a place of information, can you shed light on how true slash untrue that
I
statement
mean, as
is?
opposed to me.
No, no.
Professionally and from a place of information.
No, I'm sure she's going to have some numbers and all
Of
that.
course, statistics are very useful.
Now, I'm just going to add on to what Soha said. I mean, while I completely agree with what Soha said, exercise is important, and some days you might not feel motivated, and sometimes it happens with sleep and sunshine too. Sometimes you want to sleep and you have so much on your plate that you want to finish everything and then go to bed. But then it's important to remember that sleep is equally important for good health. We all know that good nutrition is one of the strong pillars for good health. So is exercise or physical activity. So also is sleep. Adequate sleep is absolutely essential for good health, and so is sunlight on our skin. It's so important for good health. So all of these, and of course, maintaining our stress levels, or let's say balanced stress. Nobody is without stress, right? All of us do have stress. We learn to face stress in our own ways. We learn to deal with stress, but managing it and dealing with it is very important. So we have all these pillars of lifestyle which overall build health, and that's what keeps us away, or at least postpones all the preventable diseases. If at all we have to get it, we won't get it at a young age. We'll probably, grow old much later. Yeah.
Nice. No, but hang on. And on question, a lot of stress for a lot of us right now is also, oh my God, I have to get into the gym today, 1.5 hours at least, or 2 hours at least, and all of that. If I had to ask you for a number to say that don't kill yourself in the gym to try and prove a point, what would that be?
Number of
How much should one ideally be working out and all of
okay.
that?
So normally, what I tell people who I consult for, what I tell them is, if you haven't started at all, start with 20 to 30 minutes a day,
Right.
right? But if you're already on track and if you're exercising regularly, keep at least 60 minutes of your day for proper structured exercise.